How did he give me HIV? Part 18. So, um, how do I know that he's still doing it? Well, about a month ago, I got a phone call from someone. Now, I got this phone call because, if you guys don't know, I have a pretty huge presence on Facebook, and I get about 20, 30 messages a day sometimes of people asking questions, needing advice, different things like that. And this lady messaged me, and she said, my name is such and such, and I would like to speak to you about Gregory Martinez. Could you give me a call? And so I called her when I saw the message. I called her, didn't get an answer. Sent a text message, said, "This is LadyByrd. When you get a chance, give me a call back." So a couple days went by, and then she finally calls back. And she's telling me that she dated him from 1999 to 2005. Now, if you guys remember, I met him as a friend in 2003. And so I know for a fact that when I met him, he was with someone at his mother's home, and that woman that he was with then was not her. Okay. And so she's telling me about all these different things that she's went through with him over the years. They were buying a house together, living together. They were living in South Carolina, and she's just telling me all this information. She's met family, his aunts, his cousins, people in New York, his uncle that lives in South Carolina. She's meeting all these people. She knew his sister, all these different, she basically was the face of their relate. Like, people in the family knew her as the girlfriend. Now, she did tell me that when she first met him, he told her that he was not married. Come to find out, he was married to his first wife, and eventually they ended up getting a divorce, and she and him continued their relationship. So, she knew the kids and everything. Like, she knew the kids and knew things about the kids that I knew as well. We were able to sit there and have a correlating conversation. And so she then starts to tell me some other things that, like, literally made my mouth drop. So, yeah, here we go. Buckle up. Let's go. She tells me about he had a drug habit. Now, I had no clue of this. She's like, well, you didn't notice when he would have nosebleeds, or how he would always, like, go at his nose all the time. And I'm like, I have allergies, severe allergies, pollen, everything. So I can have nosebleeds, and I'm always rubbing my nose because I have sinus issues. So I'm thinking, oh, that's what's wrong with him too. She said that he literally was snorting cocaine, and he had done it around her multiple times. Like, he did not hide that fact. Because she actually caught him doing it at one point, and then it was just a thing, she kind of knew about it, and it was just one of those things, I guess she just dealt with in that moment. I don't know. But she told me a lot of that stuff. She told me a lot of things dealing with his mother that I'm not going to discuss. Just because I already told her in that conversation I had a month ago that if I do ever talk about it, there are just some things that I won't discuss that she's told me. Because that's not for me to discuss, that's for her. She told me, about some of his friends that she met and different things like that. And then she told me, like, there was a point when she found out that he was cheating on her with women. And then she told me about a moment that he started getting sick. She's like, he started getting sick, he started losing weight, and he went to the doctor. She said, and he went to the doctor, and he didn't want me to come inside. He wanted me to stay out in the car, so I stayed in the car. And she said that as she's sitting in the car, she sees, like, someone coming out, like they're looking for someone, and then they see her, and they come to her, and they say, we need you to come in here. He's passed out in the room. So they had to rush him to the hospital and everything. And she calls his mom. Remember, he's a mama's boy. Okay, he is mama only child. And she calls his mom, tells his mom, hey, Greg's in the hospital. You need to come here, to take care of him or be with him. Because again, she's not his wife. They're not really going to be telling her a whole lot of information. His mother is his next of kin. The mama didn't believe her. She said his mom did not believe her, and she was like, if something's wrong with him, he would call me himself. And she's like, I'm trying to tell you, he's that sick. He can't call you. So his first wife ended up having to be the one to call the mom. And that's when she believed, okay, something's wrong. And then she goes there or whatever. And then she says, he's out of the hospital. He's home. And next thing you know, she gets a call from his mom, and she says, did Greg ever tell you what was wrong with him? And she was like, well, no, not really. She was like, she just said that to him, and then she was like, okay. Like, she never elaborated on anything, and she told him, no, he just said, they're trying to figure out what's wrong. That was what he told her, the doctor said. So she said the very next day, they were getting ready to go out to eat or do something, and he said that he needed to talk to her and tell her something. And that is when he told her that when he got sick in 2001, not 2002, 2001, when he got sick, that they told him that he was HIV positive. Now, one thing she did tell me is that she said that when people found out that she was dating him, they told her that she did not need to date him because he had been known to be messing with a woman who was HIV positive, and she contracted the virus from her husband, who got it from sleeping with men in prison. So that was the source of his infection. He was sleeping with the older woman who had the virus, and she gave it to him. And he didn't know it. And people were telling her, girl, you don't want to sleep with him. He been sleeping with such and such. And she didn't believe it. She thought they were just telling her that because they didn't want her to be with him. And so that's how she ended up having a relationship with him. Now, she did tell me that the moment she found out that he was HIV positive, she wasn't having sex with him. She did get tested, and she's negative. Even to this day, she's still negative. And she's had other, things going on since then. So she's negative. However, she was there with him in that moment of him finding out. She was in his life in that moment. And she told me very adamantly, it was not 2002, it was 2001. And she said that he told her the reason why he even said anything is because his mother... Close my door. Thank you.
I'm trying to, but they keep on sitting at the door and play fighting.
Okay.
Open the door.
So, his mother told him to tell her. And that's why he ended up telling her. So, look, here go mama doing something at that point. She was doing the right thing. She told him. Okay, whatever. So that's how she ended up finding out, because the mama told him to tell her. So moving forward, she had already found out about her cheating and things. So this kind of just elevated, like, wait a minute, he was cheating, messing with other people. Now, even after this, he's back healthy, nursing, nurse back to health and all these things. And, she starts still finding out about other women. She's still in this situation with him for the simple fact that they were buying this house together. They're buying this house, but she said once the cheating really got to a certain point, and she said she even tried to tell these women, like, listen, y'all don't know what y'all get yourselves into, and things like that. And they, whatever, she was trying to do something. So she said that in 2005, she took it upon herself to go to the police office and file a police report on him. And guess what the police did? Nothing. They didn't do anything.